I'm going to need a little motivation because this is supposed to be a fun draft, but I have been listening to Phoebe Bridgers all morning and I'm in a weird place.
Do you have emotional motion sickness?
Is that a lyric?
It's like one of her best songs.
Okay.
You must have been listening to Punisher, her more recent album.
Yeah, whatever the new one is. There was a thing on Twitter of people like covering her song from the future, and it's like her fans are writing a new single for her or something, and it like took me away, so I listened to the album like 3 times.
Kyoto Rips. It might be my favorite song from 2020, other than Doomboy. Although Doomboy technically 2021 release.
Well, yeah, sure. But it's
Should we just become a Boy Genius, like, super fan pod?
Sure.
Nice. That's what I was really hoping for. Because we started with Julian Baker back in 2016. That was like our first song of the week or whatever when we started the pod.
Dude.
And I heard that on Shuffle the other day, letting the pavement swallow me whole, et cetera, et cetera. I was just like, oh no, how does it still have this grasp on me?
But this week is higher energy, positive vibes.
Yes, although I will say between watching Community with you and seeing the skeleton costume during the Halloween episode Alison Brie has that when she freaks out Pierce and the Punisher getup that Phoebe Bridgers has, I almost wanted to buy one and buy a blonde wig and go as Phoebe Bridgers for Halloween. But obviously with the pandemic, there was no Halloween party to really show that one off. But I was like, maybe I should get a full body skeleton costume. And that's still up in the air, honestly. But yes, you're right. This is the track 1 draft. Demanded. No, playfully suggested on Twitter by all
held
of you.
At gunpoint by our Twitter followers.
We have been held hostage since episode 200, honestly. We have been, yeah. Anyway, no, not just kidding. Super fun, but also this is a hard draft. Track 1s, no intros, no weird skits, no intro like, there's no, it's got to be the actual first thing you hear on the album. I think we can agree. An interesting debate on Twitter unfolded as we were kind of shaping what this episode was going to be. Not all track 1s are built the same. Like brand new Deja Entendu track 1 is very slow, but serves a good purpose. I don't think it's bad because it's slow. But what do you want out of a track 1? I think this one's going to be 10. I think this one's going to like trend more high energy given how we are. Right. Any thoughts on that? Because I think I wanted to do a slow but still good track 1 draft maybe later. I don't know. What are your thoughts on what's your mindset heading into this Fine Days mixtape draft here?
It is interesting what I found myself gravitating towards. I just went through my iTunes library and looked at every album, opening tracks. I have a list of like 40 songs here, and the ones that I put into my top 10, which I feel like was almost at random because there were just too many good ones, there's a very similar theme. Yeah, it's usually like a little bit of a build-in to an explosion, and then it all drops down while the vocals start. That doesn't mean that is the one true path for an album opener, but it's what I'm mostly looking for. Like,
I was going to say, it sounds like that is the one true path in your mind.
Well, in my mind, but that doesn't mean objectively, sure. Right? People might like, what is it?
It's your show. Throw down the gauntlet. Objectively, right. That's how it should happen, everybody. Right. That's the formula.
Yeah. I mean, there's, I'm thinking of the song Overstepping by Belmont, which is out of the realm of the years we cover, but it's like a 1.5 minute instrumental, 5 different breakdowns all blended together, and then it all kind of comes down a little bit for the verse.
Instead of a 3-part harmony, a 3-part breakdown.
Just playing 3 different rhythms at the same
brutal
time.
To the 3rd power, brutal cubed. Okay. So yeah, I think at some point we should, I mean, we're putting this off because we're both nervous for this one, because a mixtape full of track 1s is kind of nutty. But yeah. I mean, it's not that nutty. I mean, this is just a podcast. You could you're on your way to work. I don't know, but not that nutty. But for this, in the context of the show, it's about as wild as it gets. So yeah, last week we did not do dice, or last time we did this, and kind of threw me off.
Oh, it did my social security number, I think.
I'm not sure I've won a roll or won one of these in a long time. So I think you've gotten to go second and third a lot, which when you do a snake draft with 2 people and it's a top heavy draft, it can be devastating. And I've lost a few in a row in my mind, so I kind of want to you up today. Like I kind of want I kind of want this one. I haven't had one in a while. I need a win. I need to get back into the win column here. But yeah, I'm eager. I'm nervous, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I think this might be one of the few drafts where I don't think we're going to be fighting over a lot of the same stuff, which is never the case. So I'm curious to see how it goes.
I'm also curious to see how it goes. In
lieu of a dice roll, we can guess how many guitar picks I have in this little case here, but there's probably 11. Like 300, so I don't think we should dump them all out.
Okay. 11 was low because I can't see how big the case is. Audio is a tricky medium for something like that. So yeah, I think maybe we not do that.
Let's do a dice roll. I've got my wooden laser cut dice, marble in the middle. Nice little box joints on the edges.
Ooh.
They're nice. I'll say that.
Yeah.
They're nice. All right. So
I'll second it. I've seen them. Do I get to choose or do you get to choose? You choose.
You go. Evens or odds.
Okay, fine. I'll keep saying odds.
Odds.
Eventually I got to get it.
Okay.
At some point.
All right. We'll see. Here we go. 5 and 4, Pat.
9, odd. Give me second and third. I'm going second.
Oh, second and third. This. Okay.
Yeah. I want it bad, Tom.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm probably going to lose this draft. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah. I would love for that narrative to start now before we even pick anything. Self-fulfilling prophecy. I need this. I need this energy from you. I'm just coming in strong and hoping you back down, whether or not I have the actual goods to deliver. But I like how it's going so far, even though we haven't even picked a single song. So.
My list here is so overwhelming I can't pick. I wanted to pick Dumpweed just as a joke because I always pick at least one song that's not in the year.
You know, yeah. Sometimes you play that mind game during drafts where you'll pick something that doesn't count, knowing you'll get to pick something else just because you want to throw my mind into a tizzy. You're like, oops, I guess that one's not in. Just wanted to scare you a little bit, keep you honest. Which you act like is an accident, but I think it's honestly like next level gameplay in terms of psychological warfare. I like it a lot. I respect the hell out of it.
Well, just a minute ago, we got a question on our Patreon. I think you posted a teaser on there. I didn't even know you had access to our Patreon, but someone asked if Dumpweed off of the Mark, Tom, and Travis show was on the board. So
no. I'm gonna say no.
Live albums are not acceptable. Okay.
I mean, are live albums even really albums? Yes, but only if they're legendary. Which I guess is Mark, Tom, and Travis show a legendary live. That's a tough one. What's your gut say?
We'll say no.
You can pick it if you want.
No,
you know, and let we'll let the cards fall. But if you need that to win, I will say yes. That is a bad omen for you.
Let me go with Hot Grills and High Tops by Attack Attack.
Okay.
Joke number 2.
Right.
No, I'm not going with that. If any, do you remember that song? It's like
this feels like the ending to the final Lord of the Rings movie, where it's just like you keep getting duped into thinking this is the real thing that you've been bracing yourself for. Okay. I hope there's a 3rd, 4th, and 5th joke pick, because at this point I'm wondering. Yes, but no. Okay, so not Attack Attack.
No, although that it is a nice intro to the first song. I think it's Stickly. Anyways, let me take this moment to just draw it out even longer. I want to say that it's so funny that Sum 41's album All Killer No Filler literally opens with a song called Introduction to Destruction, and it's a literal talking part filler song.
Oh, nice.
When the sum is that. 41.
Nice.
Okay, no, for real. Here's my pick. I am gonna go with. What is going on, everybody? I'm Tom.
And I'm Pat.
We're best friends, and you're listening to the Reminiscent Podcast. Give me The Downfall of Us All by A Day to Remember.
Love it. Great pick.
It is
great Tom pick.
Iconic.
I love it.
It's like, incredible.
Honestly, though, that vocal work at the beginning, just like kind of like, I don't know, it kind of defines the decade in a lot of ways, just in like 20 seconds. It's like, hey, what were the 2000s like, at least in rock? Yeah. And it's like, that's basically what it was like for a long time.
It's a killer opener. It was really hard because like I wanted to just pick favorite songs of mine that happen to be album openers, but I'm going with like getting the party started types of songs, and this definitely fits that category, I think, perfectly.
Okay. Interesting pick. I'm going to go second and third now. And now that you've picked that, things are happening in my mind. Things are happening in my doc. I almost shared this doc with you on accident because there was another episode we were planning. Okay, here we go. Give me Feeling This off of Blank's self-titled.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one off your plate for you. Again, this is a legit coming for blood moment for me. I'm just going to be upfront about that. Only because I'm desperate for a win. This is only because you've whooped my ass for a while. Okay, but Feeling This, kind of that album, you picture Tom and Mark in separate rooms writing different lyrics, mashing them together. Great album. A lot of our friends and fans love that one for good reason. And I think this kind of sets you up for what's about to come. Blink's going through a transitional phase. The album, there's a lot that happens after that in like the history of the band, I guess, but they still hold it together. Fresh off, take off your pants and jacket, and deliver the goods. And this is just on its own a terrific song. I think it's made a few playlists. I don't know if it's like summer drive on the way there playlist draft, whichever specific driving. But it's hard to not want to hear this if it pops on shuffle. Any thoughts?
It's such a good album opener. It's a killer song. It's honestly one of their best songs. It was between this or that of what I picked versus you for my number one spot.
Okay.
Perfect.
That fills me with joy to hear. But yeah, it doesn't always go fast. I don't know if you want the album opener to set up what you're about to expect on the album. There is a high energy to it, but there's also, they deliver the goods in a lot of different ways on this, slowing it down a little as well. A little maturity from the boys in Blink. Okay. My second pick here. What's it feel like to be a ghost?
Oh, you motherfucker.
Louder Now.
God damn it.
Come at me, bro. It's so fully on today that I want to drink your tears today is basically what happened. Oh, and again, only because you've been absolutely killing me these last few drafts. This is, the joking, I guess at this point, debate of the show is whether or not Tell All Your Friends and Louder Now, which is better. In terms of if we're going track for track, it's tough to top the riff, the song, the smooth, Fred Mascherino era, Taking Back Sunday stuff. It's tough to argue. It was a good era for the band. And it's just it's a great song. Into Liar. It sets everything up really nicely. It's a deeper album than maybe Meets the Eye or your memory would allow you to think, or maybe this is your favorite Taking Back Sunday album. I'm not sure. I don't know. Any thoughts, Tom?
Those are my 2 and 3 picks, man.
Yes, I knew it. I was stacking my draft and I was like, let me put Tom's favorites up to the top of this. Screw programming and smoothness of the show. I need this. I need this win so bad.
I got cocky thinking that I would still just take it.
That's the thing about going first. So I had a number one pick just in case that you might be able to steal from me if you really think hard about it. But I ditched that and went for my second and third and went for the throat. It was an aggressive move, but we'll see how it pays off, I guess. But is it Taking Back Sunday's best track one? I'm going to say yes.
It's really good.
And this is coming from someone who loves Tell All Your Friends more than Louder Now.
Right.
Like,
they're a really good track one band. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But so was the Wonder Years. So give me My Last Semester.
Ooh.
Barely.
Okay.
Barely making it into this year range.
Yes, we have covered the album on our show. It was an emotional episode. It was a good episode. I wrote that down as one of Tom's favorites. I wasn't going to just only try to pick your list for you, but that made my list and I was curious. I was tempted, but that's a really good pick and sets up that album so well with the opening. They slow it down and speed it up. Soupy's a freaking genius, but I'm not sad anymore. I'm just tired of this place is the first words you hear on the album. And it's just like, yeah, okay, this is what I can expect for the next several songs.
And it follows that theme all throughout. The album ends with it. It's not just a really good song, but it is a beautiful introduction to the album thematically, energy wise. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, man.
The whole album is a masterpiece.
points for, and I'm glad you brought this up, at the end, bring in the reprise or whatever, I'm not sad anymore at the end. Yeah, points if the track one sets up, I don't know, just a little bit of showmanship, a little bit of artsy, I don't know, I have no idea how to describe what I'm trying to say, which I should have thought this out more. But yeah, I think you get more points for that. That's a good track one.
Yeah, there's something to be said for an album that was written to be an album rather than just a collection of songs. I think when we were doing this album, there was like a little bit of a lull in the, in the back half, I guess, like around the middle, because it felt like it departed from, I guess, the theme that was set up in the intro. It turns into just like a couple songs in a row that are standalones, I guess. Not that this is a concept album, but it kind of breaks that illusion that maybe it could be. But I forget where I was going with that. It's there's something to be said for an album that was put together to be one cohesive piece of work rather than just 10 songs that they happen to write around the same time. So, man.
And one that for each of us, and we've talked about this on the show at length, hit us, I guess, from like a biographical standpoint or autobiographical standpoint at the perfect moment in our lives. It was like the upsides is what we needed, figuratively and literally, I guess. I'm getting lost in my own words trying to say nonsense, but thank God this came out when it did, I guess. This album, good for us. We like it, album. Nice pick, man.
Thank you. Okay. Give me.
It's false modesty and false kindness. I hate, you are going down so fucking hard in this and I need you to lose. But anyway, nice pick. Nice sportsmanship.
Now I'm really concerned about like, there's things I want to pick that I know you never would. So should I play the game or should I stay true to myself?
I don't know, man. It feels so good to be in your head. It is like, I'm just going to enjoy this next, like I'm going to play like there's no tomorrow because there are future drafts to be won and lost. But today, I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy this. It's delicious. I'm going to take little bites, chew it, enjoy each bite. It's nice.
God. Yeah, I'm really... And this isn't just an issue I have on this draft with the rest of my life. Do I play the game or be authentic? Right? Like, it's really
That's what's tough, man, because if you be authentic, it's tough because we kind of, for a little while there, or at least I did, abandoned the competitive nature and just wanted to pick, good songs that we could tell different stories for. I'm just repeating myself at this point. But yeah, no, it's a tough thing to do because to a certain degree, us swearing at each other during these drafts and kind of like, exposing cracks in our friendship is what makes people happy. I think we've learned that's what makes these types of episodes enjoyable to the listener. So that's tough. But yes, I'm curious to see where you go from here.
Seriously, Pat, I've got 40 songs and I don't know what to go with. I'm just gonna go Fed to Death by Say Anything.
Yeah, good pick. Yeah.
This is honestly one of my favorite songs of theirs, like ever. I wish it was 7 minutes long. It is the lyrics hit you right away. The tone of the acoustic is great. And then 2, 3, 4. And it's just like the album is that for like the rest of it.
Very acoustic, but this song rocks harder than meets the eye, I would say, would be my take on this song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Setting the table lyrically for what Max does on that album. We did an episode on this album. Just a masterclass.
Did we do
so good. Good pick.
We did the whole album?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've been doing the show for a minute, and that was one of my favorite episodes because sometimes you and I enjoy an album equally, and there's a few examples we haven't gotten to yet, but it's fun to do them because, each track means something a little different to each of us, but overall, you get to a song like Eloise and you talk about it, you're like, oh, be still my heart, But no, it starts off with not your conventional banger. Like they don't show all their cards, but it's like a little taste and you're like, oh God, what's coming next, which makes it a terrific track one.
Yep. I appreciate the validation on that one, my friend.
Okay.
My guy.
This is not a charity case. I just also love these songs. I want to be clear. I do want to beat you, but I do think those are two good picks. It's not what I expected you to pick. Do you want me to pick the two that I expected you to pick next?
Yeah, give me Helena and give me...
No.
Oh.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I tracked it today, Motion City soundtrack off of Commit This to Memory.
Sure, take it. I don't give a shit.
Fine. I fucking will, Tom. I will take it. Also did an episode on this album. Going after the common cold. He's mad at everything. Crazy MCS lyrics that we've come to know and love.
The fucking common cold.
He's fed up, man. He's fed up with the common cold.
Fed up
to
to death.
Fed up. Lots of use of the word fed. I think I'm going to set my glass down there. Maybe that'll get edited out. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I was thirsty, but I was talking, so I set it back down. I just want to feel attractive today. He talks about a lot of breakup stuff. The album ends with Hold Me Down, stuff like that. A lot of emotions, possibly, as we've discussed before. Motion City Soundtrack's best album. Great opener, short, to the point, makes a point, sets the table. I like it a lot. Fed up with the fucking common cold. Yeah, amongst all this, the common cold still can take you down a peg. It's like, God damn, can I catch a break? I'm from Minnesota and it's cold. Everything's bad. Okay, trying to get to the head of Justin Pierre. I forget the other part of his name. Sorry. And I'm going to make another pick here. Interesting. So let's see. Helena hasn't been picked, and our Twitter followers / pals will be perhaps perplexed. I want to get cute and stay inside your head, but I also want to pick one that I really love. Tell that Mick he just made my list of things to do today. Fall Out Boy off of Take This to Your Grave. That would have been my first pick if I went first. Talk about angstometer off the fucking charts, Tom. Yeah, Light That Smoke, yeah, one for giving up on me. Just a lot of probably problematic anger on this song. But you see Fall Out Boy's famous, movie references, things like that. This song is my favorite of the songs I'll pick today, I think. Every time it comes up, it's just... I think from doing the show, I've realized Fall Out Boy is one of my top 3 favorite bands, whether I like it or not. You want to be cool, you want to be hip, but I fucking love Fall Out Boy, man. This song rips, and it's just terrific. I don't know how it serves as an album opener, so I could see the arguments against it for this draft in particular. But depending on what you want out of Fall Out Boy, this checks a lot of boxes, I would have to say. And I love it a lot, so I'm going to pick it.
Yeah, good pick. That was it was in my honorable mentions. But again,
was it in your honorable mentions, Tom? Was it so far down in your honorable mentions?
Okay. This is one I know you wouldn't pick.
Okay.
This album is like so deeply special to me, and it reminds me of there's 3 albums. 2 of them are metalcore, and one is The Dangerous Summer. And it reminds me of when I first started like building my bike, and it would have been ending freshman year of college for me. And I spent every day, every night just riding my bike, like 40, 50 miles a day on a brakeless fixed gear all around DC. And the opening song, Where I Want to Be, is one of the greatest songs ever recorded off of there. I think it's a 2009 release. The chord progression, the way it starts off, and then the hey, and the whole band comes in. Damn, the energy is so good. It's so like rock, but also this like ethereal landscape building type thing. I love The Dangerous Summer, and they opened and closed this album brilliantly. It set the tone with the music, the lyrics. One of my favorite songs ever. And if nothing else, just a really great way to set the tone for what this whole album is. And the whole album is one of the most special, freeing memories of my early adulthood, more like young child or older childhood, I guess. But
yeah, a lot of our listeners love The Dangerous Summer.
Oh my God.
It's hard to beat albums that you learn to love while riding a bike for a while.
Yeah.
Those sit in a special place.
I was listening to The Word Alive yesterday, which is just like off the wall metalcore, like Joey Sturgis Rise core type shit from, back in 2008, 2009. And that was another one. That one came before The Dangerous Summer, when it was more like angsty, homesick. The bike that I was riding then was still stock, so there's this like angsty kind of memory of like riding through this parking lot trying to figure out how to Keo spin. But The Dangerous Summer was when I started customizing it and making it my own and going for longer rides rather than just like trying to be anywhere other than in my apartment. So it was almost like this transformation of the way I enjoyed that bike and the places I went. My world was opening up quite a bit since then. And yeah, I could go on forever, but that'll be my number 4 pick anyway.
Listening to The Dangerous Summer during a dangerous summer. Sounds like a nice time.
Number 5, take me back to 8th grade. I think this would have been the year 2000. Little Things by Good Charlotte. Yo, this song is dedicated. Like, it's just,
yeah.
It's maybe a little cheesy, but it's literally what defining the avatar of this album. Who is this for? And then here we go. It's really good.
A lot of stuff we love Good Charlotte for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just kind of going for it.
Like, if you go to a Good Charlotte album and get mad that they're doing those sorts of things, it's like, what? You're wasting your time. If you came here, these are the things that, should fire you up about them, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, there's other songs, like I love this album. It's one of my favorites, but there's other songs that maybe I love more. But again, I'm going for when I hit play, is this immediately hooking me for the next 10 songs? This one absolutely does it. So that'll be, 4 and 5, Where I Want to Be, Dangerous Summer, and Little Things by Good Charlotte.
Okay, I'm going to make 2 real quick picks. You ready?
Sure.
Say Anything Else, Cartel Chroma. I'm not letting you come into my world and steal Cartel memories from me this week. I needed it. I'm glad it lasted this long. I'm going to go Understatement, Newfound Glory off of Sticks and Stones. That song is hangry? Maybe not hangry, but there's an energy to that song. Sick of Smiling and So Is My Jaw.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a let's heck and go energy there a little bit. And as a teen, I love that very much. Like, you know what? I am sick of smiling. And my jaw is too as well. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, a lot of angst coming up. Understatement. Yeah, I mean, if we're revving the engine, firing it up, getting it going, if that's a box that needs to be checked by a track 1, does it set the table as well as some of the other songs we've discussed today? I'm not so sure. But if we're just talking about firing the engine up, I think this accomplishes it in a big way. And I think it deserves to be picked for that reason. Nice.
Yeah, Say Anything Else was one of mine. So good.
A dagger. You listen to Honestly when that single dropped, and you're like, okay, they wear New Balance, whatever. They're like, they seem too nice for this to be working. But then you listen to their first 4 to 5 songs off that album, and Say Anything Else comes out of the gate, and it's just like, oh no. The next 15 to 20 years of my life are going to be different now.
Yeah.
And there's a heaviness to it. They wear running shoes, like sensible shoes, which MGK recently, maybe famously now, infamously, said like, no, put on a pair of Doc Martens, man. We're here to rock.
My God.
Like, I'm seeing these dudes on tour. They're wearing sensible footwear. It's like, okay, I'm not really sure what that rant was about. But if it was directed at Cartel, you shove that shit. You take that shit back. These dudes have high arches, potentially. There's some stuff there that can lead to a lot of spine and hip and knee stuff. And if they're going to sit there in those comfortable shoes and deliver an album like Chroma, then you need to fucking zip it. You've been a punk rocker for like maybe a year. Okay? Let's just relax just for a minute. And without Travis Barker, I'm not sure this latest album is so good for you. So let's just like realize, call it what it is. Enjoyable, sure. But you got some help. That's fine. I hope you and Pete Davidson are happy and healthy buds for a while. You've brought me a lot of enjoyable art over the past couple of years. But let's just take it easy on the sensible footwear. Let's just take it easy.
Let's all just get along. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Tours are long, man. Tours. If you're trying to break in a pair of Doc Martens at the beginning of a tour, it's like buying a new pair of hiking boots and going for your first big hike immediately. It's like, let's just fucking relax for a minute. You're going to have a bad time.
Hope you brought your Band-Aids there, bud. Your heels are going to be needing them, bud.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. I hope you're enjoying this episode. It was so much fun to record, and thank you so much for being here. I want to take a minute to thank our Patreon supporters, our Council of Elders. This is our top tier Patreon contributors. In this group, we have Andre Prevost, Johnny Leftwich, Jason Carey, Chris Lukey, and Anonymous. Thank you all so much for supporting the show and taking advantage of all the early releases, the behind-the-scenes photos and videos shows. If anyone out there would like to check all of that stuff out, there are 3 different tiers in our Patreon that you can check out. You can find it at patreon.com/reminiscent. Thank you all so much to every single person that financially contributes to the show. And thank you so much to everyone who listens, everyone who hits us up on Twitter. We are very, very appreciative. We've come a long way since we started this show 4.5 years ago, and all I can say is it's so much more fun to do when people are joining us in this conversation. It's great to have these conversations on Patreon and on Twitter. So thank you again to our supporters. Thank you to our friends. Back to the episode. Okay, number 6. So I talk about this a lot. The way that Ocean Avenue just screams out of the gate, those first 3 songs, it's one of the best runs in the world. I think Doom Boy with Art just like came to the top of the list of the best run of like 3-4 songs out of the gate. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That album is insanity. Man. But
oh my God, real quick. We were watching a movie the other day that dealt with in Amazon Alexa. It was actually called Save Yourselves. It's a good alien movie on Hulu right now. It's terrific, actually. Anyway, they kept saying the word Alexa a lot at the beginning, and our Alexa turned on. It was like starting Amazon Music, and Doom Boy started blaring in the kitchen. I was like, yeah. I was like, hell yeah, thanks, Alexa. This is like not the time, but I appreciate it.
Nice. It's so irresponsible to have that word in a movie. There was a commercial once where they were like, buy paper towels, and mine was like, I've added paper towels to your shopping cart. Would you like to ship it now? I was like, no. Like, why? Why would someone do that?
Talk about a dangerous summer. Or not. I don't know. That was awful. I'm sorry, everybody.
But anyway, what we're here to talk about, Way Away by Yellow Card, is just
good pick. I was going to let you have that one. I knew I was going to have to make some concessions, and I knew that might be a Tom pick, and I'm glad you picked it. Again,
it's not even my favorite song on that album, obviously, but it's very good. It's God tier either way, but it is how you open an album.
Yeah. I think the larger theme here is like, is it good in a vacuum, but what is it doing for the album overall? And I think Way Away sets a hell of a table.
Yeah. It's so angsty, Way Away where you can't see what it feels to be alone and not believe anything. Like, oh my God. 13-year-old me is just sobbing. 29-year-old me still.
I know.
I'll never come back.
Yeah. Why don't you fucking watch me?
Okay. This one, I knew you would never pick it, but is it Progression If a Cannibal Uses a Fork by Chiodos?
Oh.
Bone Palace Ballet is one hell of a thematic album, and it starts off heavy breathing. And then like these strings come in and it's all like falsetto, and it has that like really kind of ambient, kind of creepy like pizzicato thing going on, and then it's insane. And the whole album kind of just follows that progression, a little creepy, a little circusy, very like Tim Burton inspired, and it gets me stoked. Like, again, if I hear this one song, I am sticking around until the end of the album. Plans will change. I will show up late to a party that I never would have gone to in the first place just to finish this album because they set it up so perfectly.
Nice. On Twitter the other day, someone was like, what's an album title that would work best also as a porno?
Oh, yeah.
And I quote tweeted Louder Now real quick. And we have been tweeting about Bone Palace Ballet for a while, and Adrian smartly, upsettingly was like, come on, man. Bone Palace Ballet was right there.
It was right in front of you the whole time.
yes, it was. I think Chris Lukey was quick to add that Take Off Your Pants and Jacket was also on the table and available for us. But Bone Palace Ballet, man. Thanks to Chiodos for the hard work. Okay, back to me for 7 and 8.
Yes.
Okay. Let's think about our options for it. Neither of us have picked Helena yet, which begs the question: is it a good album opener, or is it just a good song for what MCR does? I'm not going to answer that yet, but if it remains unpicked, we can get to it later. Okay, the one I'm waiting for, Reliant K. Off
Ooh,
of,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Give me some of that. That I think we did a write up on this when we covered this album. That album is like, gravity keeps getting faster and faster as it drops, and it's just like an insane the first few songs of that album just like continue to build up and build up and build up. But it comes out of the gate, and she knows it. There's like I don't know, a good relationship album, or if you're a teen who's learning what love is, just at first, and you've been spurned perhaps a time or a couple times or a few. It's an interesting album from Reliant K to kind of handle some of that and what the ups and downs of that might look like. But it comes out of the gate firing, but not too hard. There's no wads are blown necessarily, but it's fast, sets the table well. For I think easily my favorite Reliant K album. I think we probably established that back then, but deep album, good one, good starter, and I like it a lot.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good one.
But that leaves us a few options here, doesn't it? Sorry. Let's see. I was expecting some of these to drop, but none of them have. So give me this. How about this? You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Law Over, Mayday Parade, A Lesson in Romantics.
I had it as Law Over in my list.
Yeah, it's never not that on the show now, I think, is a quick rule for those keeping score at home. It is Jamie Law Over.
That is a hell of an album opener.
I had a dream last night. It's just good first lyrics to hear on an album,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What more can you say? Good, decent video. Fun little video.
Yeah.
Wide range of videos that those young men have put out in terms of tone and story. But, I got to pick it as we near the end here. I got to pick it. Because I only have 2 picks left. And I had a plan for my final 2 picks that I'm curious to see if you'll ruin. I don't think, but through 8 picks, I feel okay with what's happened. Helena remains on the board.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hold on. Let's see what we got.
Vegas!
I really wanted to count Keystone State Dude Core from Get Stoked on It. That's a really fun album opener, but I'm not going to pick it.
Okay.
See, this is where it gets really hard because like everything before to me was like God tier, and I feel like I'm getting into like A++ category, and they're all equal contenders. But I don't even know if the song will be on Apple Music. Can you count Suckers by Me vs. Hero? They were like one of the bands that came around emulating the 4 Year Strong easycore vibe. Most of them didn't stick around, but Me vs. Hero was like one of the absolute best bands of that genre. They're from, I think, Blackpool, England, and they had quite a few amazing albums, and this is a really, really fun album opener. They did have an EP that was like, again, this like 3.5 minute breakdown where the whole song was one breakdown with like a guitar solo over the entire thing and crazy dual vocals. But I'm gonna go with this one. I love this album so much. Call me cynical, but if we make it through the night, it'll be a miracle. That's like a way to open an album for me. I love it. Song gets me hyped. And oh my God. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to go with Paper Cut by Linkin Park.
Oh?
So on Meteora, they have a really awesome intro, like a rain falling and this beat starting that goes into the second song, which is the first real song. If it wasn't for that, I think I would have picked that off it. But this is a really interesting, like slow build into the heavy guitars, and it's a killer song. The theme of the album stays pretty consistent. Love it. I think they ended up closing most of their shows with this song, which is interesting. But yeah, Paper Cut by Linkin Park is my 9 pick.
There you go.
Any of these songs could have been 9 and 10. So this
Sure.
is really hard. This is really, really hard.
This is a tough draft because there are just a galaxy of options. There is so many. So many. I mean, I think for the main obvious reason is track ones, as we've mentioned, kind of a lot today. They come in all shapes and sizes and speeds, and there's more than one way to start an album. But I think it's pretty clear which ones we tend to gravitate towards. But, okay, so I will pick my 9th and 10th songs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Both Jimmy Eat World songs.
What?
Oh my God. Okay. Big Casino off of Chase This Light. I'll accept with poise and grace when they call my name from the lottery. That song freaking rips. The first 2 tracks on that album freaking rip. And I'm gonna make my 10th in an eternal quest for retribution. Futures off of Futures. What a riff. What a song.
That's a really, really good song. I remember texting, or I tweeted it. I was like, listening to Future for the first time. Where's this album been all my life? Because the first song is so good. And then
as soon as you hear it, you're just like, oh man, this would have been a bus ride album for sure. But we, as kind of, I guess, at least on the show, infamously missed that train. But that does not mean we don't love that song, if nothing else. Yeah. I'm forever trying to earn the respect of the Jimmy Eat World crowd back slowly but surely. So I'm going to go 9, 10, Big Casino from Chase This Light, and Futures from Futures to finish off my track 1 draft. But plenty of honorable mentions to get to. But yeah, Jimmy Eat World. Weird. It kind of stinks to Clarity and Take Off Your Enema of the State. We'll have to do a 1999 month at some point here. But just to kind of delve into some of the other acts that are definitely on our radar. But yep, that'll do it for me, Tom. Before the honorable mentions anyway.
I am being tortured by this last pick, but I'm going to go with MTV Is Over If You Want It by We Are the Union. They are like this punk ska band where I think he played trombone. He was the tour manager for the Wonder Years. I think he might still be. I'm looking back at my list and every single song starts exactly the same. Like a little bit of an intriguing guitar part, and then it explodes into this full band, and then it goes back down to like a quieter, maybe not a quieter verse, but like not such driving guitars. Every single album opener is the same. I wonder if this playlist that we put in Apple Music and Spotify is just going to be horribly exhausting. But the opening lines, and this came out, I was listening to my freshman year of college when my roommate Ryan, who we both went to high school with, we moved to DC together, we're roommates in school, and he introduced me to this band. But the opening lines, when I was young, I used to think I would never change. I somehow got it in my head that life would stay the same. And looking back, I wish I had someone to tell me I was wrong. I spent so much time trying to fit in where I did not belong. And that is just like the whole album, and it ends on this anthemic, we're just being who we are, and there's nothing you can say to take that away. And it just like does that over and over and over. They could have put this song on the album twice, like once at the beginning, once at the end, and it would have been perfect. Really good song, super fun band. I am constantly in disbelief that I don't have a heftier amount of ska in my iTunes library, because every time I listen to it, it's just like, this is it. This is the genre of gods right here.
This is it. Yes. If there was any doubt ever, pro ska show. Period. Full send. Okay.
Well, that's it.
Ryan, real quick. Ryan, legit full Sherpa. We've probably covered this ground.
God, he introduced me to the Wonder Years.
There you go. There it is. Like he's a Sherpa elder,
dude. And not only that, he was one of the people where he was like, listen to this album, get stoked on it. And I listened to it like halfway through, and the original version, the recording quality was so bad that I stopped. And he like, again, begged me to reconsider. And there was this summer where I was about to go into my senior year of high school. My girlfriend just started college in Virginia, and I drove. My mom, for some reason, let a 17-year-old take her brand new car, drive it 8 hours to Virginia, and pulling into the Mary Washington parking lot, like waiting for her to get out of class, I put on this album, and it just like clicked. Something just hit me. Since then, they've done a remix and remaster of the album. Anyways, get stoked on it. Yeah, super good. Ryan is one of the OG Sherpas. I
picture like the song in Book of Mormon, people singing to you when they do this, like, this band can change your life. This band could change your life. Okay. Anyway, yeah. First off the board, should we talk about Helena for a minute? It didn't get picked.
To me, this is an album closer.
Way, I don't disagree, my guy. I mean, obviously, I didn't pick it either. Jeremy was like, I can't wait to hear you guys pick it first and then swear at each other. But little did we know that it wouldn't even get picked.
He's not that wrong, though. It's like one of the top 10 songs in the history of the universe. But to me,
yeah,
it would have been a better closer.
Yeah, man. You got to, I mean, like, you got to, what is the track one doing? Is Helena terrific in the emo, in a vacuum, in the emo verse? Sure. Yes, of course. Music video, all of it.
Oh my God, yeah.
But for the track one draft, it's off the board. I'm not even sure it makes my honorable mentions. But or does it, because it's a track one, make the honorable mentions?
I mean,
we'll toss it on there because it makes the playlist on Spotify better. But
I just think So Long and Good Night, it ends on this big ring. It's the perfect closer. I think
that would have been so.
That
would have been so good.
When we were drafting the set list for the tour, that of course never happened because of COVID.
You know, my wife's sister saw them in LA because they did manage to get a few shows in, and she said the pit was insane. So jealous forever that got to go down. But we had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, we exposed ourselves in a lot of ways for not being like MCR truthers, lifers, hardcore fans. Right. But yeah, a lot of fun. First off the board for me, if you want to bounce it back and forth here for the honorable mentions,
sure.
Time to Party, Andrew WK, I Get Wet.
Okay.
Would have been picked if a couple things went differently, I think. Yeah, that was first off the board for me.
All right. Give me You Know How I Do by Taking Back Sunday.
Great pick.
I was going to pick it, but then you picked What's It Feel Like to Be a Ghost, and I kind of didn't want... It's clearly the better album opener, but anyway, whatever.
Okay. No, that's fine. It was on my list, so I'm glad you said that. I Feel So, Boxcar Racer. Sets the table well.
Oh, God.
The band's best song. A little bit of a wild being shot situation, but great album opener.
Give me 44 Caliber Love Letter.
Whoa, wow. There's some heat in the honorable mentions this week, which doesn't surprise me. Give me Dirty Little Secret, All American Rejects off Move Along.
I didn't know that was the album opener.
Yeah.
Furiously typing.
Sure.
Let me City and the Ghost by Bedlight for Blue Eyes.
Bedlight.
I love that album. Love it. And it great opener.
You know, I have to say Troublemaker off of Red by Weezer. That's such a good album opener. I don't even know if Weezer counts for the show we do, but it's going to get mentioned. And sorry, everybody. I'm not sorry, actually. That song is tremendous.
Fell in Love Without You by Motion City Soundtrack. It starts with like the orchestra tuning note. And that's just, I've always wanted to start an album with the full orchestra doing like the really long tuning. They do a shorter one with like the violins. Super clever. I love it.
Nice. Give me a couple Death Cab album openers, Bixby Canyon Bridge, and The New Year.
Oh my God. Bixby Canyon Bridge. Wow. Okay.
A little heavy for an album opener, maybe, but maybe not. I mean, they're exploring thoughts before entering into the album. I don't know. I feel like there's so many track one drafts we could do just based on what it does. Anyway.
Plead the Fifth by Reliant K. Do you remember that song?
I don't.
It's like this huge a cappella thing. And it's like this 2-minute song. Crazy. They're doing like the beatboxing and the bop, bop, ba, da, 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 da. Like it is very, very unique as an album opener. It's not super high energy like Way by Yellow Card would be, but it is full of intrigue. I'll say that.
Nice. I have Graduation Day by Head Automatica off Propaganda, which kind of has the Helena problem. Great song. Is it a good album opener?
I don't know. It's hard.
I don't know.
It's hard to, okay.
It's hard.
Anthem Part 2.
Yeah, sure. Got to be on there.
That was like my number 2 pick, and it kept going down and down and down until it wasn't on the list anymore, which I feel terrible about, but hey.
That's all right. No one's going to jail here, son. Attention by the Academy is off of Almost Here. A lot of Academy is love in our Twitter feed, which is understandable and warranted. Literally saying attention. Like I said, a bit of a power move there.
Teach by The Chariot. Insanity.
which is de facto in my brain by Gavin DeGraw, because you mentioned the word chariot, and that's just how it happens upstairs. Give me Valkyrie Missile.
Yeah, I had that one. I originally had that like in my head, and then when I was making the list, I think I just forgot it and didn't write it down, but that's a really good one. Slow Burn, for sure.
Yeah.
Weightless by All Time Low.
Sure. Tack on This Is How We Do by All Time Low, off of So Wrong It's Right. It won me over after doing the episode.
I was like, wait, we already picked that, but that's How I Do by Take Back Sunday.
I know. When I saw that, I was like, wow, it was a weird decade. In case we've gotten too numb to it doing the show. Not great at times.
Break It Out by The Rocket Summer.
Yeah. A lot of summers. A lot of different types of summers one can have. Give me American Idiot off of American Idiot.
Hell yeah. Which
is also a good title track if we ever did the title track draft.
Ooh, damn. Wow, okay. Not their most popular album, but Let's Go by Cartel is a very good album opener. Very good song.
Yeah, that'll play. Give me Almost by the band Bowling for Soup, which confirmed they were bowling to acquire soup off of A Hangover You Don't Deserve. I went through like Huffington Post. Some writer wrote this article like explaining, it was like the clickbait version of answering that question. And they wrote this like crazy article that scrolled for like 3 minutes because they knew whoever was looking at that was the fan that wanted to know and hadn't seen the post or the interview or whatever. Anyway, yeah, he was saying basically bowling to earn money, in the band to earn money. So like, yeah, I guess we're bowling to acquire the soup to earn the soup.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for indulging.
Nice. Off of
I think that's about it for me, by the way. I only have one.
Oh, man, I have so many more. Off of Simple Plan's second album, Shut Up. That was a very fun album opener. Very dancey, jump up and down. Yeah, it's a good one.
Nice. I'll say this. I'll say A New Beginning by Good Charlotte. I know it's, quote, one of those intro tracks, but I might have drafted it on its own merit because that rocks and sets a very nice table for the young and the hopeless. I think it's a great little rocking song.
Right on. Wish I knew that full album more. I hate myself for that.
The Young and the Hopeless? Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I guess I would have assumed. What's weird is you like the one that came before that more, or you're more familiar. You love that more.
More familiar,
but
yeah.
Young and the Hopeless to me is so big that I just assumed the whole world likes it as much as I do, I guess.
Give me All Downhill From Here by Newfound Glory.
Whoa.
Kind of shocked that didn't make it.
There might be an intro track before that one. There might be.
What?
Just saying.
Wait, hold on.
That might have been the example that led me to text you about that.
Really?
Yeah, I was looking at Newfound Glory stuff, and that's why I ended up with Understatement instead.
Yeah, look at that. There's just shit. Never mind. Take it off the board.
No, I only say that because that was the example. Because I wanted to be clear. Because if shit like that started being in play, then it was going to be a long day.
Right. That was then by the Space Pimps. They have changed their name since to Eternal Boy, but this is a full-on, like, everything they've got, crazy instrumental. It's just straight pop punk. No apologies right there. For a pessimist, I'm pretty optimistic. It's a very, very, very good Paramore song.
Dude, I thought a Paramore song was going to get picked today. I really did.
Yeah, well.
Until I looked at the track ones.
Yeah, not the strongest track ones, but that's okay. And then this is out of the genre, but let me close with this. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Love it.
You know, we've toyed for a while about the concept of doing a Katy Perry episode of some kind because she was on Warped Tour for a minute. Early career was kind of flirted with the Venn diagrams of whatever we do on the show. So there's definitely something there. Obviously, there's that weird 303 video, but good pickup. Yeah, early versions of the show debated her and Taylor Swift stuff. We were all over the place if you're just joining us. A little more focused. Little itsy bitsy more focused nowadays. But anyway, yeah, I like it. Hard draft. That was
the hardest one we've done, I think.
It's a tricky one because there's different people want different things out of their track ones, obviously. So maybe we'll do another iteration of it. Maybe a soft one. Or a more gentle opening. I don't know. We'll see. All
right. Well, you can find the playlists on Apple Music and Spotify. You can find it at the show notes, reminiscentpodcast.com/episode/208. And yeah, hit us up on Twitter to let us know what songs would be on your track one mixtape draft. We have, like, as we're recording this, a ton of comments coming in on Patreon of what they would have picked, and I think many of them will be happy to know their picks are also ours. So we are tuned in to the frequency of our friends who listen to the show. So lots of fun, really fun to talk about this. Always, like, the track list of an album, especially the opener and the closer, is so, like, crucially important to me. I really enjoy the way bands put albums together. So I can't believe we didn't get to this sooner. I'm really glad that we finally did. This is going to be a hell of a mixtape to listen to. Just all killer,
I think
no filler.
in terms of if we're going up or down, it's going to be an up. This is definitely an up playlist. Right. We've had our fair share of down. The one kind commenter a few months back after our Lie on the Floor draft who ripped us a new butt hole. And we may have deserved it, but this one's up. So if you need to be up, this is a good one for that.
Well, alrighty. Let's head to the post show for the Patreon supporters.
I love you.
Love you too, man. See ya.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. You can find the playlist on Apple Music and Spotify in our show notes, reminiscentpodcast.com/episode/208. This is going to be a wild playlist to listen to, high energy, maximum hype, and I'm so excited to listen to it with you all throughout the week. Hit us up on Twitter at _reminiscentfm and let us know what songs would be on your best album openers of all time playlist. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week. I love you all. Stay safe. See you later.